be good day sunshine eventually this afternoon. Right now, a little on the overcast May gray look, but it's going to be a beautiful day nonetheless. Welcome to the Mornings with Ed show on the all-new Voice of Laguna, 10:02 the time. And we're delighted to have this conversation. Lisa recently, all of a sudden, my God, that smile is just booming and amazing. Yes, thank you very much for doing that, Lisa. Come on in for just 1 second, if you would. Tell me are you happy with the dental work you've gotten so far?
I'm beyond happy.
Yes. You look beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very natural.
Yes. Veneers as well.
Veneers.
You got
Yes.
veneers, and you got them at OC
Here's
Perfect
my guy
Smile.
right here.
And there he is. We welcome Dr. Haghighi into the studio. We call him Dr. H around
Dr.
these parts. Welcome, Dr. Haghighi, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Well, glad to have you here. So when you initially saw, I'll ask, I want to get into the history of why dentistry and all of that, but when you initially saw Lisa, what did you notice first about her smile?
Well, I noticed that she's trying to hide her smile a little bit,
Right.
and I knew that she really wanted to laugh and smile and show her through a spirit and, show who she is. But she kind of was hiding a little bit. So I told her that I can give you the beautiful smile that you always look for.
Yeah,
Right,
that
right.
is true.
Right, and you achieved that perfectly. I'll say that right
Yeah,
now. You
appreciate
achieved
that.
that perfectly.
I'm happy about that.
I need to tell you this: you have a perfect smile.
Oh, thank you.
You really do. I'm
appreciate it.
curious when you see, for instance, that you're at the grocery store or you're somewhere around, and is that the first thing you notice about people? Is their smile?
Yes, fortunately or unfortunately, I always, pay attention to this stuff. And we'll talk about it a little bit later. Also, I can tell by looking at the person if that person can sleep well or not.
Right.
Sometimes as well.
Right, and thank you very much for that, because we also during the ads we run, you cover sleep apnea as well.
Correct.
All right, tell us about the condition of sleep apnea, please. Explain that to us.
Absolutely. Sleep apnea, unfortunately, is extremely potent as far as the damage it can do to our health, but it is also the most undiagnosed problem.
Okay.
So practically we sleep at night,
Right.
but it's not a quality restorative sleep because we are not breathing well.
Okay.
And sleep apnea, or better to say obstruction sleep apnea, is when our throat or soft tissue blocks our breathing, and it causes either snoring sound or not necessarily snoring sound, and we don't get enough air into our body.
Okay.
And that's what the sleep apnea is all about.
So if someone, for instance, is sleeping, let's say, on their back, and then all of a sudden in the middle of the night the breathing closes, the breathing tube closes, and they can't take in oxygen, that could be life-threatening?
It unfortunately is, and depends on how severe.
Right.
I can see all the time when the test result comes, the patient hasn't breathed perhaps over 1 minute sometimes.
Wow.
And that happens in episodes. Is not just one time, 2 times. Actually, it happens 50 times an hour sometimes
Wow.
for severe cases, or 10 times for moderate cases.
Right.
So that's unfortunately undiagnosed for most of people.
Okay. And what is the testing process like? What do you do when you test someone?
Fortunately, recently there are new testing device that right now is a ring. Actually, we have
Okay.
just a simple ring, no wiring. You just wear it on your finger, and in the morning we can see the test result. Very easy, very comfortable, is FDA approved,
Right.
and not much of a cost involved with it.
Right. Oh, fantastic. And I've always been curious since Lisa first came across dentistry. Was that your first choice in life? Well, was that what you always wanted to be?
I were always passionate for somehow do research or helping people, especially in the health, background.
Right.
And my background actually is science. I did research DNA sequencing in Johns Hopkins. I went to grad school in Johns Hopkins and in NIH, National Institute of Health. We did some research. Then after that, I decided to go dental school. And after dental school, I still didn't stop because I was very curious about why the restorations don't last.
Okay.
Why people knock out veneers.
Right.
And we didn't learn that. So I learned about BITE, TMJ in Dawson Academy, one of the prestigious academy for the dentistry. And then while I was graduating from that mini residency, they told us that, hey, look, you gotta be careful with something called sleep apnea, because if the patient has it, they're gonna grind a lot and they're gonna knock out all this beautiful restoration.
Right.
So that's when I got interested and I met Vivo's Institute.
Okay.
Vivo's taught us how to diagnose, how to see patient with the sleep apnea, what to do, and they have these FDA approved devices that can help with the sleep apnea permanently, especially for kids. Non-surgical, non-invasive, very simple to use, and it can help children to really grow properly and not have this ADHD or problem at the school or night terror or bedwetting.
Right.
Also for the adult to not have a sleep apnea practically permanently,
Right.
not just the regular dental appliances.
At what point do parents bring their kids in? What's the red line that a parent will see and go, I've tried everything. My child is just wetting the bed still at this time.
Correct.
What point do you find that line where they come in, and do you immediately realize what it is?
Here is the thing. Unfortunately, because sleep apnea is not a common knowledge,
Right.
even the ENT physicians, even the primary physicians, still not knowing what to do with these cases. But here's the thing. If you see your child cannot breathe, stop breathing, snoring, grinding hard,
Right.
has night terror,
Right.
diagnosed with ADHD, bedwet, misbehaves, doing bad at the school.
Right.
These are all could be a sign of that child has a sleep issue.
Right.
Even though you may say, no, my child sleep really well, but I've seen, unfortunately, test result shows differently.
Right.
So this is very simple to just test them. That ring I was talking about,
Right.
even we have it for children.
Right.
And it's the most easy thing to do, so we can at least tell if your child has a sleep issue or not,
Right.
and you can rule that out easily.
Okay. I want to talk about TMJ for a second.
Sure.
And is there a root cause of the grinding? Is TMJ, does it have a root emotional cause? Is it a mental cause? What is the root cause of TMJ?
There are many issues cause TMJ issue. So the TMJ is like a system, like a temporomandibular joint and the muscle involving with it.
Okay.
So everybody has TMJ, but not everybody has TMJ pain or issue. So the reason TMJ issue happens most of the time, not all the time, most of the time is due to grinding or clenching hard all night long. And what caused the grinding and clenching could be either the bad bite, like teeth are not meeting each other properly, or it could be because they don't breathe well, which I personally believe this is the first reason and most important one, and or it could be because of the medication they are taking that causing them to clench and grind hard.
Okay.
And that damage to the muscle, to the joint, cause TMJ issue.
Okay. And if you find someone that grinds excessively during the day, but not at night, not while they sleep, is that still considered TMJ, or is that something completely different?
Okay, so grinding causes TMJ, correct?
Okay.
So now a person who does grinding and clenching, that practically clenching most of the time we all do, but we are not paying attention to it.
Right.
If you do clench at day, you definitely do clench at night. I just want to let you know that you may say, I don't, because my partner doesn't say so. Clenching doesn't create noise.
Okay.
It's just the pressure
Right.
that you put on your teeth.
And eventually, will that clenching cause also maybe ear canal damage?
Absolutely cause some ear issues, like sometimes people with the TMJ problem, they can hear some whistling in their ear and they have gone everywhere. Nobody can figure this out.
Right.
So that could be due to the TMJ issue.
Okay. And at the root, I find you to be, as I was reading on you, I find you are a scientist, basically a scientist who still is investigating things, still looking for answers to things. Most of your patients that you see throughout the day, do you find some that may open the door to some research that you'd like done? That you'd like to do?
I like to do for sure. The sleep is my passion beside the cosmetic dentistry.
Right.
I like to look into sleep because many people don't know about it,
Right.
unfortunately. And it's a very damaging issue. So, being a researcher, a scientist, I always, as you mentioned, have like curiosity about
Right.
what's the science behind, what's the reason behind problem. That's why I look at the dental problem as a holistic issue rather than just, okay, the tooth issue,
Right.
and always look for the reason behind it. So because of that, I've always been interested to find out more and more about the root cause which I got into the sleep. And I'm really passionate about it now. And I really like to have some article research, at least about cases that I am starting and finishing and the result that I am getting.
Okay. I want to talk about an uneven bite for a moment, if I can.
Sure.
The common thought used to be that you had to take care of it as a child, but that's not true. You can fix an uneven bite even as an adult, correct?
Absolutely. Yes. Uneven bite can be fixed anytime at any stage, but here's the thing. Most uneven bite causes by underdeveloped jaws,
Okay.
especially in children. It's very easy to address that. When we address the underdeveloped jaw using a very simple, non-invasive material,
Right.
dental appliances, that open up the jaw to the potential that genetically we all have. When the jaw opens, it has two big advantages. The first is they can breathe properly.
Right.
And the second, that the teeth comes out where they belong. They don't even need to take their wisdom teeth out because that's supposed to be actually coming out and
Right.
working as a third molar to help with the chewing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and you mentioned wisdom teeth. That's my next question, actually. We all, at some point, most of us have our wisdom teeth removed for
Yes.
one reason or another. Is that a useless part of the human body, the wisdom teeth? Have they ever been useful?
Absolutely. This is one of the teeth that comes out later to help with the chewing for the rest of their life. So third molar is supposed to be part of our three molar teeth that we chew with.
Right.
And if you look at the ancestors' skull, you see they are fully erupted, fully out, no problem, no crooked teeth.
Right.
And the reason is that they used to first breastfeed when they were a child.
Okay.
And after breastfeeding, they used to be fed, these kids, with fruits and beef jerky perhaps.
Right.
They start chewing.
Right.
Their tongue started getting very strong. The tongue itself is an device that cause the palate to expand.
Okay.
So all this stuff has helped the jaw to develop properly and all the teeth to come out perfectly.
Okay. And as you see a patient, if a patient comes in for a simple procedure, whatever that procedure is, do you recommend that they test for other things if in fact there's a noticeable problem that you see?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When I see the patient, honestly, not just looking at the teeth, I look at everything.
Okay.
I examine the TMJ, I examine oral cancer screening, of course, and I look at the possible sleep issue that person could have.
Okay.
We have questionnaire about the sleep issue, and also I look at the tongue, I look at the throat, I look at the size of the palate, I look at the grinding issue, I look at everything. And I always tell them that, hey, have you ever been tested with the sleep issue? And if they are a child, I talk to their mom or their parents, like, hey, have you noticed the child kind of like maybe grinding too much or having all these signs and symptoms like night terror or stop breathing for a couple of seconds during the night. So absolutely right. Yes, I look at everything.
Okay. And for a moment, if I can switch over to gum disease,
Of course.
is it generally because we don't take good care of our mouths? We don't have good mouth hygiene generally, or is gum disease something that's inherited?
Gum disease is not inherited at all.
Okay.
And as you mentioned, it's just the lack of proper dental hygiene. So if we take care of our teeth properly, proper flossing and brushing, that won't happen. However, some people, due to the sleep issue, due to the underdeveloped jaw, due to the bad bite, and due to clenching all night long and grinding, they lose bone because these teeth cannot take it.
Right.
So moving the teeth back and forth all night long cause the recession, we call it bone and gum recession.
Okay.
Now we have bone recession. Because of that, the food gets stuck under the gum easily, and it's much harder to clean it at home.
Right.
So that's why it's kind of like a vicious cycle.
Right.
And
Right.
it gets worse, unfortunately.
Right. Is the new water picks that we're able to use, would you recommend those over flossing, or is there nothing better than flossing?
Nothing better than flossing.
Okay.
If not just flossing with the easy floss, we call it, with the handle, plastic handle.
Right. Right.
Not even that. The actual manual string.
Right.
So now there is a way of flossing which, if you hug the tooth on the side all the way under the gum, come back, and the other side the same, that's the best way of flossing.
Okay.
Now there is some manual dexterity issue, of course, for perhaps elderly people. I understand that. So at least I would have them to use the easy floss.
Okay.
And on the top of that, using the water pick would actually help a lot.
Okay. And that also would help the gum itself more than anything else. The gums themselves. It keeps the gums
Absolutely.
healthy.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
All of this is mostly for the gum, and of course, when you floss between the teeth,
Okay.
that helps with we call that interproximal cavity, like a cavity between the teeth. But if you go under the gum the way I told you, it helps the gum actually as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And before I let you go, I do want to ask quickly about the veneers and the process of veneers. And
Of course.
there is when Lisa had mentioned to me that they were going to grind her original teeth. Is that what happens? Do you grind them and then the veneer is placed? And how her mouth looks perfect. And how do you shape it? Is I think the question. You grind and then shape. What is that process like?
Sure. Well, the good news is that some people don't even need for their teeth to be shaved. It's called prepless veneer,
Okay.
but you have to be qualified for it.
Right.
Not everybody would be qualified, okay? But for the ones that we have to do some shaving on the teeth, let's call it, we call it prepping, What we do, we just remove like a smear layer, like maybe like 0.3 to 0.5 millimeter.
Okay.
Just enough for that very thin layer of porcelain to be able to replace it. But having a very meticulous skill and technique and using proper material to cement these veneers and have a good lab to work with you, a combination of these make these veneers absolutely strong, even stronger than your own enamel. So on the top of that, what is extremely important, as Lisa would remember, I will always check the bite before, and I correct the bite, I equilibrate, I adjust the bite before I give the patient the veneer, and I do that again after. So usually, I think Lisa can say better about that, patient feel better bites after than before.
There was a lot of adjusting, little adjustments.
Right.
The word meticulous is perfect.
Okay.
Because I just felt so comfortable with the way you were checking everything, and just little, grinding a little bit, just the zzz, just to make
Right.
everything perfect. Asking me to bite down over and over, and there were a few appointments. Anyway, I do have a really good bite. It's good.
It feels better.
It feels
to you,
better.
does
It feels, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my teeth were a mess before. I was grinding. I know I was grinding. I was clenching.
Right.
Even in the daytime, sitting at my computer,
Right.
like this. I was like, I've got to do something just to get rid of that alone.
Right. Was
you
it
know?
causing headaches? Were
Yeah.
you? Okay.
Yeah, I'd wake up with a sore tooth.
Right.
Like sore. This
Right.
one was getting a lot of unnecessary pressure.
Right.
And yes, it would make a headache on my right temple. And just that, and then it was chipping. It was awful. So it was not only cosmetic for me, it was to change my habits.
Right.
And I think I'm not grinding at night. I have the mouth guard.
Right.
There's this big thing I put in every night, which
Right.
is great.
Right.
And even if I am maybe clenching at night, it's
Yeah,
not affecting
because-
my teeth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the
and
night
I'm
guard.
sleeping fine with that
Right.
thing. I'm
Will,
used
will,
to it.
will she have to wear that night guard forever?
It's recommended
I don't mind.
because
I don't mind.
actually the thing is this, with the night guard I give the patient, I make their bite perfect, and the night guard is very thin, very strong,
Okay.
and it's, you see, the reason behind grinding and clenching is not always the stuff I told you. It could be stress,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
so it helps to not clench your teeth
Okay.
hard. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever grinded, or did you ever clench, or?
I have done all this. I have a sleep apnea. So this is my own personal story too, actually.
Right.
So I've had the sleep apnea that I helped a lot myself
Right.
with these dental devices.
Right.
I had TMJ issue that has been tremendously better, and I did clear aligner for myself. So yeah, I've done all on myself.
Right.
I'm ready to do the bottoms now.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
All right,
I want to
okay.
do them all.
Okay. So that's the next move with Lisa is
Well,
to do
we'll
the
see.
bottoms.
Yeah.
And also the flossing.
Okay.
I got a lesson in flossing.
Okay.
And because I want to keep my veneers.
Right.
in
So you're
perfect
flossing every
condition.
day? You're
Well, I
doing-
always flossed every day,
Right.
but the way I floss now, I mean, I'm kind of like, I'll just sit at my computer.
Right.
If I'm watching something, I'll be flossing.
Right.
I just like to floss all the time now.
Right.
I got floss in my back pocket.
I've got to admit that once when I visit the dentist, I'll floss the day of, and then for several weeks after, I'll do regular floss. But then I go to the lazy pick flosses. I'll do that, the handle with the black, and that you say is not as effective. And
Not as good as the manual one. yeah.
right, okay.
Just get up there. Get up there.
I'll get up
and
there.
in.
I'll get up
Yeah.
there. I'd love to have this conversation often, if you don't mind coming back from time to
Of course,
time.
Of course.
And there's so much
My
more
pleasure.
there's so much more to explore with you, and
I would be happy to. So as a last word, I hope if you have heard of sleep apnea before, you look more into it
right.
and be your second or third reminder. And if not, if it's the first time, please look into it in more detail,
Right.
because this is extremely important. And the lack of good sleep has a compounding effect in our health, causing Alzheimer, diabetic, cancers, and a lot more of the health issue like heart disease, high blood pressure, which is under uncontrolled high blood pressure.
Right.
So these are all could be related to the sleep apnea, and for children is unfortunately horrible. So please look into it in more detail, and just remember it's very easy to take that test, so don't worry about the sleep test and going somewhere and sleeping.
It's as easy as
overnight.
wearing a ring.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. And
Absolutely.
one final thing, and I know you're a
course.
busy man, and I don't want to
course.
keep you too long, but one final thing before I let you go, you do screenings for mouth cancer. Is
Absolutely.
that, and is most mouth cancer caused by smoking?
Unfortunately, it has a strong relationship. So heavy smokers, I've seen lots of tissue damage,
Right.
which could eventually turn into a cancer. But that's not the only reason, of course.
Okay, all right. Dr. Haghighi at OC Perfect Smile, I can't thank you enough for coming in today. And I've got your promise that you will come back often and we will have these kinds of conversations. I'd love to have you back.
My pleasure. Absolutely. I would love to be back. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
And have a wonderful day.
Thank you so very much. You as well. Thank you, Lisa. Beautiful smile. Look at that perfect smile over there. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Dr.
Wonderful.
Haghighi.
All right.
10:29 the time. It's the Mornings with Ed show on the all-new Voice of Laguna.